I ask in advance that if you find the information in this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe in order to spread the message, in order to help us to grow our channel as well. Today I'll be sharing with you my experience, how I managed to turn all my losing trades into winning trades. I'll start, I shared with you here, the movie Wolf of Wall Street, one of my favorite movie men, Mr. DiCaprio. He was making money here. So I just wanted to put, the smile on your face. We will start, with our disclaimer. You will go through it. This information provided in this video is for educational purposes. It's not to be interpreted as a professional advice. You can continue to read this disclaimer, and please invest responsibly and consult with a qualified stockbroker or financial advisor before making any investment. Thank you. Let's get down to it. Here we'll start with our first chart, which I have prepared. This is a monthly chart. One thing I have learned through the years, through trial and error, is that using small time frames like your 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, it can be detrimental if you don't know what you're doing. There are guys who are scalpers, that's their job, that's how they trade and make their money. They use smaller time frames, but as for me, I find that there was a lot of losses, and I tend to look at the higher time frame. So now here is a monthly chart which I've prepared for you. First of all, every month when the month begins, I look at my chart to see what is the trend, where is the trend going. And in this case, I'll start with number 1. Here you can see here our stochastic. All right, sorry, before I get into it, the instruments which I use for this method and my strategy, it's stochastics, moving average, and Bollinger bands. These are the 3 instruments which has managed me to make money, to turn my fortunes around. Here at number 1, I was showing here that my method, it's based on this middle Bollinger Band line, which is the green line in here. You will see every monthly candle which started just behind it or on top of it, it does go on the whole month to be a perfect month. As you see, there is another candle, it started just behind the line. There is another candle, the line cut it through it, and there is another line, the line cut it through it, and all this it was an nice upwards trend for months. It was, except for this one it didn't start on the line. It started there a little bit far from the middle Bollinger Band line, this line, the green line, and thus they tried the sellers to want to push the market back, and they failed, because the trend, it was still a strong upwards trend. And here you will see I was indicating that our stochastic, which I have modified it as well. Our stochastic, it entered the 80 zone, the 80% zone, which it means it's an overbought zone. So what happens here, as long as the stochastic, it's still moving here in this zone, it's okay. And as long as the candles are starting by touching the green line, it is still okay. It will still continue. And when the candle doesn't start touching the line, what will happen? Its priority first, it's to touch the line to see if they can swing the market, they can change the momentum of the market. And they tried that, the sellers, and they failed. The reason they failed, if you look here, as long as the stochastic, the green line and the red line of the stochastic, it's still inside the 80 line zone, and the candle has touched or crossed the middle Bollinger Band line, the green line, the momentum will continue towards upwards direction until the green line crossed with a red line. Then it breaks out. It must break out for a trend to change or to reverse. For a trend to reverse, it must break out of the 80 line zone. And the candle, as you can see there, this candle, it started right there on top. They tried to push it up with a hope that, the line might cross it, and it was just the line, this green line, the middle Bollinger Band line, it was too far from where the candle started. Then they didn't have any choice. When the sellers started pushing back, they managed not to swing the trend. This is what your hammer candle, your doji, it's made of. It's a candle which starts far from the middle Bollinger Band line, and finding that the stochastic has changed the direction as well, and it has broken out of that overbought section. Now it's out and it's pointing downwards, meaning that it's a strong downwards trend. That's how I have modified it, so then it doesn't change at every movement. It changes only when it's the true reversal. So as you can see here by number 1, my candle, it started, by touching the line. It crossed it. Once it crossed it, this, I know that, it's going to be a good trade the whole month. It must be a full body which touches the line. There it is. The full body, the line is crossing the full candle, the full body candle, even there. And where is not, like here in 3B, monthly candle starting on or behind the candle Bollinger Band line. Monthly candle not starting, monthly candle not starting on or behind the middle Bollinger Band line, meaning that the Bollinger Band line, it couldn't reach the candle. All right, let's go on here. Here in number 5, this is what it's the breakout of this green line, the stochastic line. That's what I was indicating here. And the 3A is, I was indicating the candle which started far from the middle Bollinger Band line, but yet it didn't change the momentum because, the stochastic, it was still strong in overbought, and it was not outside of that overbought area. Then here I'm showing you that, this, when you see the stochastic crossed, it mimics the red MA and the middle Bollinger Band. That means it's an indication, it's a signal that the trend has changed. It has changed in a big way. As you see, the stochastic here, it's straight on and it's wide open between the red line and the green line. Then it tells you it's a strong upwards moment. All we need to look is the candles which starts just before this middle Bollinger Band line and cross the line. Then, you put a trade for the whole month, or for those who prefer to trade weekly, you put it for the whole week. When we go to a weekly chart, I will be making, the videos about how a weekly chart looks when you use it, to enter the trades, or you use it to conduct your trades. Here, as you can see as well, the line, it crossed, all the times when the line crossed the body of the candle, not the tail. Here it crossed the body, though it didn't cross, almost in the middle, but it crossed and it became a full, nice upwards candle. Then you will see the candles which starts far from the green line, from the middle Bollinger Band line. I do not trade in this kind of trades. I do not trade, I trade only these ones which they starting on, by crossing the line, and they mimic, that green line of the middle Bollinger Band. It mimics the green line of the stochastic. That is to show you that the momentum is strong. Never oppose. When you see the stochastic line, this green line, it's up, and you know that one it's up. So you do not entertain this kind of candles. Even here, when you don't understand what is going on, because already here you will see with this candle, already here there was a band, almost wanted to be a 90 degrees band of the stochastic, the green line. Then it means that, you know, it was a signal that, you know, the momentum has changed. And indeed, you know, we can see when, you know, the other month came, the candle crossed the middle Bollinger Band line. It crossed the candle, the body of the candle, and it was a good trade. All right, you know, then I will move to my next slide. The next slide, it's still a monthly slide. I just wanted to show you how easy this trade is, how easy you can able to make money with this strategy without all the jargon which you often hear about, of the higher lows, lower lows, you know, and all those confusing, you know, price action moves. I tried it and it didn't work for me. I didn't understand it. You know, one time I seems to understand, and then the next time I didn't understand. So I came up with my own strategy. And with this strategy, you can see the reason, you know, I used the month. Once you have a good month, it gives birth to a good week, and a good week, it gives birth to good days. That's how it is, you know, that's how I roll. And then since, you know, I started using this method, I have never lost, you know, a trade. There you can see when a trade starts and you look at your stochastic, it's wide open. The gap between the green line and the red line of the stochastic, it's still wide open. Though it entered, you know, the overbought, you know, section, I said to you, as long as it's running here and as long as the candles are touching the line, then it will remain here, it will remain an upward trend. Then you will see here, I was indicating this candle, it started far, the body of the candle, it started far from the middle Bollinger Band lines there. This kind of candle, I stay out of the market when a month it's like this, because that's where losses start to happen. When you look at the lower time frame, like weekly, and you look at the daily chart, even maybe you can go as far as the 4-hour chart, you will see it's a flat market. It's a flat market. So stay out of this kind of trades. What you have to do, if maybe you use day trend to day chart to trade, or weekly, all you need to do is to check once your monthly chart. What kind of a month do you have? And I told you that, you know, you will see a month when this candle finish, this line, it shot up to meet the next candle. So sometimes it might not be touching when it begins, but the fact that it will be closer, and here already, you know, the stochastic, it's still on the overbought, or it's still wide open, you know, then you still have an upward trend. So when the candle grows, this line, it's almost like an elastic. It stretches to cross the candle. Then that tells you already that, you know, you will be having a good month. So what you do, you just go to your weekly candles, you start trading weekly if you don't have the heart, you know, to trade for the whole month. So there is the candle you can see, and there is another candle there, you know, the line, it crossed, you know, the candle, the middle Bollinger Band, it crossed the candle, and there we had a full upwards month. And this is how easy, you know, the strategy I use in order to make money in Bitcoin. And there in number 5, I was indicating to you the candle which starts far from the green line, and yet, you know, here already there was a cross by that time, but the fact that, you know, this was still inside the 80% line, I call it the 80% line, then I knew that you do not entertain any trade in this area until the green line breaks out of this 80% line. Then that's where you see a candle like this one, because it started behind the line. This line, before it bended to point down to mimic the stochastic line, it was just closer by. And already you must know that when a candle starts behind this green line, it will push that line, and that the middle line, the middle Bollinger Band line, it will end up bending to point down in this case. And there the stochastic, already it was indicating that the cross between the red and the green stochastic, it indicates, it's a signal that a trend has changed. And all you need to do this, it's how they form these signal candles. When they are far away, the body is far away from touching the green middle Bollinger Band line. Already I know, because I do not enter. If the candle doesn't start closer to the line, I do not enter such a trade. So that this is how, if you were wondering how the signal candles are being formed, it's the candles which it starts far from touching the middle Bollinger Band with its full body. And there, there was a nice down, because it had a long upwards momentum for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. For 5 months in a year, man, making money. This is how these brokers in the New York Wall Street, they make money. This is the charts they use. This is the instruments they use. So I managed to carve myself as well a little place where I can go and able to make money with trading. So now, as you see here at number 5 as well, I was pointing out that this candle, it started far from the middle Bollinger Band line. The candle, the ones which started on the Bollinger Band line, and it mimics this green line, the middle Bollinger Band line must mimic this green line. If this is green line is pointing upwards, even this must point upwards. Then you know that it doesn't change. The way I modified all these instruments, they don't change with the slightest move. You can see here the sellers, they were trying to pull the momentum down, the trends down, and they failed. Even there you can see them. So now with my instruments, once this green line turns, you will see it mimics, every time it mimics this one. So with this kind of movement, candles which starts far from this green line, yes, they tried, the sellers, to pull it down, but this trend, the upwards trend, is indicated by the green stochastic line, it was still strong. And that's where you stay put. As long as they tried and they didn't succeed. But what I tell you is that I do not enter when the candle is like this, when it didn't start close to the line. What I do sometimes, when I put here on this line, I put this trend line to project, to see that will the middle Bollinger Band touch, if the candle grows to go up, will it touches it. So when you put a trend line, you'll see here it will have went straight, it wouldn't have touched the body of the candle. So then with the next month, what happened, the middle Bollinger Band, it moved up, and the candle, there was no way it can go down. Already there, our stochastic as well, it was pointing up, and there is our green middle Bollinger Band line, it was pointing up as well. The whole month, it was a very good month. Here, even if you were not an experienced trader, you do make money with this kind of months, where they start on the middle Bollinger Band. And there is another one. Then what happened there was a signal candle, and it just went shy from entering the overbought line, you know, the stochastic. So what happened then, when this candle came, though this, it was still pointing up, the green line, it was still pointing up, this, it started bending, which is the first one which signals you when the momentum has changed. So this is how, if you were maybe not sure there, you know, you stay out of the market if you are not sure on how, you know, the instruments are showing different things. But once this one, after, you know, this candle was finished this month, then it pointed down, they pointed the same, and the cross happened there to confirm that, you know, the trend has changed. Then that's, you know, there, when you put it, if you put it your trend line, just to project to see, because sometimes this line, it doesn't start immediately by crossing the candle. It starts just, you know, a little bit there. So when you put, you know, this trend line, this one, then it points to you. If it cuts the candle through, then you know that as the candle grow, the green middle Bollinger Band line will come and cross the body of the candle. And there you can see already, or before I move to this candle, you will see here the stochastic and the red MA. Sorry, you know, the middle Bollinger Band and the red MA, they crossed. That is a signal to mimic what is happening on the stochastic, that the trend has changed. When the red MA is above the candles, then you have a strong downwards trend. When the red MA is below the candles, then you have an upwards trend, a strong upwards trend. So there, it was already indicating that now we are having a downwards trend. Then with this kind of a candle and that candle, I knew that, you know, for a momentum to change, the green line must bend to point up, and this middle Bollinger Band green line, it must cross the red MA in order to change things. So I knew that, so this, you stay out until they can be a candle which starts behind the line with a confirmation that, you know, of this red MA, that now it's a downwards trend we have. Then, you know that, you know, when it starts behind the line, it will push the green line to go down. The whole month it was a nice downwards trend. You will see when I do the video of the weekly in the same chart. And here as well, you'll see there it was crossing. So there was no way here you can be looking to go up, because you can see the stochastic, the gap was very nice and vast, and the green line, it was nice and straight pointing down. So you look for candles which will be crossing that green line, then you enter for the whole month, or you use your weekly or your daily to able to enter these trades. As long as you have a good month, you know you'll be having a good days and good weeks. Same applies to here as well. There is the candle, it crossed nicely in the middle almost. Then you know that, you know, it's a good month. Candles which starts far from the line, you stay away from such trade. And here as well, there you'll see the red MA and the green middle Bollinger Band line. It mimics what is happening in a stochastic. This is showing that, you know, there is a trend change. The downwards trend has finished. Now the upwards trend is beginning. And there it was the indication of that. And as you see there, though it was inside the oversold line, the candle started from behind, and it managed to change the direction of that green middle Bollinger Band line to mimic that one. Then, you know, you have it, you know, when the candle starts behind, you know, the green line, the middle Bollinger Band line, then it's going to be a good month. That one, as you can see, it started above the line. It must start on top or just below the line. This one, it started, behind the line. The sellers tried to push it back, but already we knew that we are in a upwards trend. That's why it's detrimental to use a small time frames with months like this. With a month like this, it's chaos down there. It's chaos in the small time frames. People, you lose money, and at times you don't even know why you're losing money. Is this kind of a candle, it becomes a flat, it's up and down, it's ding dong, you don't know what's going on in the market. Same applies to this kind, which starts up there, the body, the line, the green line couldn't even cut through the candle. Then you stay out of all these candles. Here with this number 4, with this yellow box, I was showing you when I go to do the weekly videos, you will see that what I'm talking about. Already we knew there is an open gap, there's a nice gap between the green and the red stochastic. There's a nice gap between red and a yellow stochastic. There's a good gap between the green and the red stochastic, so meaning that it's an upwards trend. And when you see things like this, this was 3 months where it was opposing the trend almost. I will advise you stay out. If already your green middle Bollinger Band line, the green one, it doesn't mimic this green stochastic one, you stay out of the market. I will show you this scenario when I do the weekly. You will see how flat it was. And here it's November and December month where we are at now, and October, it was a good month. You will see there. Then the candle started behind the green line, and it pushed back because we knew that there is no way until this green line bends almost 90 degrees pointing down, and that green line middle Bollinger Band, it bends to point down, there won't be change of a trend. So when you see a candle like this one which starts behind the line and it goes to cross the line, then you are going to have a good month. It was November 2023. There you can see, if you put it, the trend line, you will have seen here, it just will have touched, with a piece. Then you can choose to stay out of this kind, if most especially it started, after this line. You stay away. If it started on top of it and the line crossed it in the middle, it will have been a nice good month. I'll show you as well with a weekly video. When I do the weekly video, you will see here there was a bit of up and down, almost like a flat market. And now this is the current month we are at, December 2023. That's where we are at. As you can see, the line it's crossing. So now I'm expecting this candle will grow and grow, and it will be a good, upwards trend. And that was it. And this chart, it's those who use web based trading platforms. I'll be doing as well when I finish with, because I use this the MetaTrader. This is a web base, and the one which I use is this one. This is a MetaTrader. That's the one I use to trade. But there are those who prefer to use this web base. It's the same concept as well. You can see here, those we use the Bollinger Bands is the white lines, the white 3 lines. All the candles which starts by touching that line, this one, the body started far away, it must touch the middle line with a full body. It must cross with a full body, even there. Then you have a good trend. These ones which doesn't start, then the signal forms. So I'll be showing this example when I finish with the series which I'm going to be doing with Meta 5 trading platform. I thank you for watching. Please, if you find this video to